Alright, I'm back. This is Ray Halliburton, and today I'm going to be talking about the debut full-length by Horror, I think a New York-based group. I think they're from New York. I don't know where they're from exactly, but they seem like a New York thing. I know I haven't put out a video in 2 months, but I've got a good reason. I'm a lazy douche. But I figured before I'm getting back into it now, before I get into the meat of this week's releases, the 3 albums I chose to review this week, I'll revisit some from the past few weeks that I was anticipating but didn't get around to reviewing. So the first is obviously United States of Horror by Horror, and this one is not like the others where it was a new album by an artist I already knew and wanted and enjoyed and wanted to see what they were going. This is an artist that I thought had potential from the singles I'd heard to do some really interesting genre bending. It seemed to me like they were going to be fusing this aggressive like 80s to 90s hardcore punk with the new industrial and hip hop type style, that Death Grips is the king of, and I love Death Grips, so I like that style too. So I thought they were going to be fusing these two, and what I got instead was essentially like the hip hop equivalent of an angsty pubescent teenager. This album does not know what it wants to be at all. Like, it jumps genre, not just song to song, but sometimes in the midst of a song, it will switch to a new genre. And, that would be fine if it was done with some tact or some style, but it's just so abrupt. And it does this all through the album. This album is so uneven that it gets tiring to listen to. It's like, oh, I'm gonna be some trap now, and then I'm gonna be some house, some two-step house, and now I'm going to be hardcore punk, and now I'm going to be grindcore, and it's just like, stop. Choose something, be good at something, instead of being mediocre at several things, because that's the worst part. If they were doing these styles good, it would be tolerable, because it would be good music. But they're so generic, such generic takes on all of these genres that it's painful. Like, the punk is straight out of something like NoFX, or maybe the Dead Milkmen would have done. It's so generic. That's how generic the punk especially is, but also the other styles they do. Like the trap, you can't do much with trap. Trap is pretty generic to begin with, but, they pretty much took the if you're reading this, it's too late style of trap and put some distortion in it. That's essentially the trap they do. And then I actually like it when they go a little sort of house-driven, like on a couple songs over here. I think Face Tat had a really nice two-step beat that I really enjoyed. But for the most part, it's just such generically played genre music, switching so fast that you can't even get into the genre that it was in a minute ago. So it's exhausting to get through this album. And it doesn't help, by the way, that also, about 5 tracks into this thing, is quite possibly the most annoying thing I've ever heard on any album, ever. The most annoying interlude I've ever heard. The first time I listened to this album, I almost puked when I heard this. That's how irritated I was. I was nauseously irritated. So, it's got that going for it, too. Now, and then there was also there's also this political bent that they try to go with their lyrics. They try to be all edgy and political and stuff. It doesn't work. They're juvenile at best. One of the lines is how does it go? Some people pray for hell, or some people pray for heaven, but I pray for hell, 'cause niggas like me go to hell. Homie, I cringed so hard at that line. My skin wrinkled like a serpent shedding its skin. That's how hard I cringed at that line. And several others. There's one about getting blood on Bibles. There's also religious stuff. So, really cringy, clumsy, religious and political statements over these really generic genre-bending nightmare songs. Now, honestly, I think I've made it sound way worse than it actually is, but it's all played serviceably, it's not like they're generic songs. They sound generic, but they're also played well, you can tell these guys are talented musicians. So it's not like, it's just tiring to listen to and not very creative if you really listen down under all the distortion they throw into. But they are obviously talented dudes, and I do look forward to maybe in the future some more stuff they put out, because I can tell they have the potential to make some great music if they get their own character. They really need to work on building their own character, you know? Because the rapping was pretty good too. Nothing like crazy or anything, but there's some good rapping on this album. So they have potential. It's just this first outing, it's not a good start. It's getting off to a bad start. I mean, you might enjoy it just as something heavy and fast to get your blood pumping, but if you're looking for any substance or reliability genre-wise, this is not where you're gonna find it. I'm gonna have to give this a 3 out of 10. That's the best I can do. If you like this review, give me a like, maybe subscribe so you can see more in the future. If you listen to this album, tell me what you think in the comments. You know how all that works. But as of that, I'm out. Goodbye. Peace. I almost forgot again. My best friend's band, Second Today, released an EP, and you can find it on iTunes. There it is on iTunes, Second Today, and you can also get it on Spotify. There, it's on Spotify. Second Today. The EP is Hear My Name, and you can listen to it on Spotify or buy it on iTunes for $4 something. So, sorry. So do that. Okay, that's everything. Bye.